What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, where for today's video I'm going to be breaking down everything going down in the world of Transformers, including a brand new Haslab to coincide with the whopping 40th anniversary. Now before we jump into that, there are also quite a few other reveals and listings which I want to talk about, one of those being from a brand new third-party company. This is titled The Supreme Commander and is based on Optimus Prime's look from the Transformers Rise of the Beast movie. Now right now this is expected to retail for roughly $28, which when you consider what you get, I think is an absolute banger. So this is rumoured to be a slight upscale of that incredibly elusive, buzzworthy Bumblebee Optimus Prime, although it appears to be better in about every single way, because Prime has finally been given a massive makeover in the paint department, and he will include a shed ton of accessories. So some of those include the arm cannons, the Energon blades, the Energon battle axe, the Ion blaster, a fully articulated yet non-transforming Noah Diaz's exosuit, as well as a brand new trailer hitch cover. Now when we check out the truck mode, this looks to be a huge improvement in comparison to the original, because there is barely any kibble on the back of this truck. Now considering it does include an additional attachment, I am willing to bet that this will more than likely require parts forming to get to this look, but for the price point I don't think that's an issue at all. I'm so happy to finally see these third party companies begin churning out some of those amazing Rise of the Beast designs, and I'm hoping that before this year is out, hopefully we can have a transforming version of Scourge which looks just as good as that non-transforming YOLO Park model kit. So this Optimus Prime is definitely one that you guys can expect a full-blown review of as soon as it releases. And now we jump into some of the listings. So around about this time last month, I released a listing video which pretty much covered all of the figures that we could expect for this year, although they were just that, they were listings. They were very vague in terms of the contents of the products. Well, we finally have some clarification on some of those listings, so let's break them down. So first up, there will be a Studio Series 86 Ratchet and Brawn Battle Damage 2-pack. Now we knew we was getting this, especially when they just released the Ironhide and Proud 2-pack. To be honest, I did quite like it. I thought it was kind of cool, you know, the battle damage details looked sick, although I am very interested to see as to what they do when it comes to Brawn, because I believe he basically just got shot in the shoulder and then died. I'm not quite sure how they're going to pull off that whole battle damage look, unless they pretty much fry that shoulder pad and hopefully give him a brand new head sculpt. I am, however, incredibly excited to see Ratchet finally made without any of those nasty transparent pieces. It's going to be sick to finally see him get that cel-shaded look, which I was kind of hoping from the regular standalone release. So definitely I'm excited to check this out. It will be cool to kind of have the four main Autobots which get annihilated on that Autobot shuttle. The next listing I want to talk about was the Target exclusive Optimus Prime and Autobot Bullseye 2-pack. Now when I very briefly spoke about this last month, there was next to no information about this product. We kind of have a brief description and it does help to clear quite a few things up. So the Optimus Prime is going to be the G2 Laser Prime, especially when it comes to just the base truck. It's going to be redecoed, and it will then include the trailer from the Earthrise Optimus Prime. So kind of an amalgamation between the two most recent leader Optimuses. In terms of Bullseye, at the moment it's rumoured that he will basically be a straight up repaint of the Siege Battlemaster Ravage. So two repaints. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be picking these up. You know, maybe if there is some new tooling going on when it comes to the Optimus Prime. Until we get official images, at the moment this will definitely be put on the back burner, and it's not one that I'm really excited for. But a listing which I know many of you guys have been super anticipating would be the upcoming Transformers Legacy United Leader Class Soundwave. At the moment this is rumoured to basically be a repaint of the Transformers Earthrise Soundwave, which I won't lie isn't a bad mould, but by the time this figure releases, that mould would have been roughly 4 years old, and we've seen how amazing some of the Studio Series updates have been compared to their War for Cybertron Earthrise counterparts. So in some ways I was hoping for some brand new tooling, and who knows, we may still even get that, but at the moment word on the street is that it is just going to be a repaint, which I know for some collectors you will be happy with because that was such an elusive mold to pick up first time round. But I was hoping for some new tooling and for him to at the very least scale with Blaster. But considering this is the Voyager packaged as a leader, I am wondering as to what other accessories they will also include to ultimately fill out that price point. Now we jump into some more listings which again are more or less based on some reissues and repaints, although this one is kind of interesting. So At the moment, this is rumoured to be a Transformers Generation Selects Autobot multi-pack. It's rumoured to include Jazz, Wheeljack, Sunstreaker, Trailbreaker, and a super interesting one, a Deluxe Class 86 movie Hound. Now, the last time we saw anything to do with 86 movie Hound, it was that CG render which was released, I believe, late 2022. We're now early 2024, so pretty much that figure up until this point I think has been shelved. It's awesome to see it finally get a release though, although it does kind of suck that it will only be released with a set of 4 repaints, and these are repaints which were released years ago. Now, granted, some of these are a little rare, such as the Trailbreaker and I believe even the Sunstreaker to an extent, but for those who already own those original molds and purely just want Hound, this is going to suck ass. I would have much rather had they just released Hound separately. I believe there were rumours that the reason why we never saw Hound and Hatchet was because Target or Walmart, whoever was carrying the buzzworthy Bumblebee lineup, dropped them due to poor sales, which if that is the case, then that sucks. But at least we're going to be getting him in one way, shape or form. But now we jump into some actual reveals, and I guess technically I am kind of late to this one because I believe originally it was revealed all the way back towards the beginning of December, but in some ways I am so glad that I've held it out because some even better images have been revealed for this guy, and it is the long-awaited Transformers Legacy United Voyager Class Origins Wheeljack. Now, we knew we were going to see this character eventually, especially when we saw the follow-up to Origins Bumblebee in the form of Origins Jazz last year. Personally, I think they were two brilliant figures, especially that Origins Jazz, but Origins Wheeljack appears to take the win overall because he looks superb. Now, I know there'll be some of you wondering as to why basically a deluxe scale character is being released as a Voyager class, and it's due to a few reasons. So, first of all, engineering. This guy is going to be way more sophisticated when it comes to transformation in comparison to both Bumblebee and Jazz, just because the Cybertronian hovercraft, even in the animation, was significantly bigger in comparison to both Bumblebee and Jazz. Much like in the show, you will also be able to store the UFO mode of Bumblebee inside the back of the Cybertronian hovercraft, which I thought was a sick attention to detail, and not to mention he will also come with quite a few accessories. So you'll get the additional turbines which peg onto the front, and he will also include kind of a shield deflector which you can place over the top of the windscreen, which I thought was brilliant, and this can also be transformed into kind of a Cybertronian track for you to place the hovercraft on top of. So that is so incredibly cool, and I honestly just cannot wait to get my hands on this guy. Another pretty cool reveal would be a brand new Legacy United Wave 2 release. This is a deluxe class and it is titled the G1 Universe Autobot Gears. Now, I am so excited for this one also because this character was teased all the way back, I believe, in 2021 when we very first saw that poster for Transformers Kingdom. So it's taken them for around about 3 years to finally bring this character to the main line, and I think he looks brilliant. You know, much like we've been seeing recently from all of the new mini-bots, probably the best rendition of this character that has so far been released. The robot mode looks superb. The vehicle mode too, I think, looks awesome. Very 2007 movie Ironhide inspired. And a sick attention to detail would be to kind of recreate that one scene in the episode Changing Gears. You can lift up the chest piece to kind of reveal the inner workings of Gears, which is what Megatron and Starscream are kind of tampering with in the episode. So that is so cool. Cannot wait to get this guy into the collection. I just hope they release more photos of some of these Legacy United Wave 2 characters, as I don't believe, with the exception of the next figure I'm going to be discussing, we've had a reveal for Legacy United since September, so definitely well overdue when it comes to some Legacy United Wave 2 reveals. Which, speaking of, there was no way I could put this video together and not discuss the absolute beast of a titan, that is the Armada Universe Tidal Wave. Now, we knew this guy was coming for quite some time, especially when they very first revealed that poster for Legacy United, but it is brilliant to finally have some official confirmation that he will be a Titan class, because for the longest time it was discussed how you would get that Titan class to merge with Megatron or Galvatron. Well, this figure has managed to pull it off, and it's pretty impressive. So first up, we have the robot mode, which I think looks brilliant. I mean, it's a great adaptation from how it originally appeared in the Transformers Armada TV show, and it's awesome that he is finally a Titan class. The original version, I believe, was roughly Commander in scale, so was pretty much completely off when you would stack it up against the likes of Optimus Prime and Megatron. This is the closest that we have so far gotten to screen accuracy in terms of size, and it looks to be an absolute beast. It can transform itself into the Dark Fleet. It can then kind of combine into a base mode, and then into a proper kind of battleship, and then you can split it up into loads of distinctive components and actually armor up Armada Megatron, and then at the very same time keep Tidal Wave as its own distinctive robot. So they've basically made smaller components to attach onto Megatron. They've knocked it out of the park with this one. They've managed to pull off everything that I would want from a Tidal Wave, and this is the definitive version of this character. I honestly have no idea in the future how they could ever top this, because it does look brilliant, and it may even be one of the best Titan class figures that they've put together in a very long time. So to say I'm excited for this one is an absolute understatement. And can you guys believe that we are now at a point where not only we are seeing some brand new Armada figures, but a Transformers Armada related character as the massive ticket item for the year, the Titan class. This one is looking sick. And then last, but by no means least, we could never round this video off without discussing the brand new Haslab reveal. So to celebrate the whopping 40th anniversary for Transformers, Hasbro have decided that the Transformers Legacy Robots in Disguise universe, Omega Prime, is the best release for that. And whilst it definitely looks cool, I am a little underwhelmed, I'm not going to lie guys. I mean, for those of you who love Robots in Disguise, I imagine this will be a dream item. But to celebrate 40 years of Transformers, honestly, I don't know whether or not I was being greedy, but I was kind of expecting maybe a Primus. I mean, that would have been a massive staple piece to celebrate this anniversary, or maybe even a brand new Metroplex, one that could be a little larger than what you would expect from the average Titan class, and one that could be fully detailed to the max. You know, they could finally make the definitive version of Metroplex, but instead it's a Robot in Disguise universe character, which, as I said, looks great, but is not one that personally I'm absolutely ecstatic about. But we will very quickly check out some of the images. So first of all, I just want to say you get a lot for the price point. This retails for roughly £250, which is about 50 quid more expensive than the average Titan, but what you basically get are two roughly Commander scale releases and then one Armorizer. So there is one Optimus Prime, one Ultra Magnus, and then one Blue Bolts, which all look pretty cool. Optimus Prime will have the regular robot mode, it will have the fire truck mode, and then you will be able to combine both components to form the super mode. This looks brilliant. I mean, I am definitely excited for this one. And then you will also get Ultra Magnus, which too I think mostly looks awesome. The biggest issue that I took with him overall would be the hands. I think they look awful, but I think they've been designed in that way to kind of replicate the look in the show where Ultra Magnus tried to steal the Matrix of Leadership off Optimus Prime, because these two can kind of grip hands, which is a great attention to detail. And talking of, you can then combine them to form Omega Prime, which looked like an absolute beast. So there is so much that you can do with this. Even the fire truck can transform into its own distinctive battle station, not to mention that Blue Bolts is an armorizer, so you can utilize him to armor up the likes of Ultra Magnus, the combined modes, the super mode, etc. So there is a lot that's going on here. And as we check out some of the unlockable tiers, at 13,000 backers, the Matrix blade accessory will be included, and this thing is mighty. It's roughly 23 inches in height, even bigger than the combined height of Omega Prime himself, so that is straight up beastly. And then at 16,000 backers, included will be two distinctive display stands, which is kind of cool. We've been seeing quite a lot of display bases included with these Haslabs, so it's kind of nice to see them continue that trend on here with Omega Prime. So I would love to get your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you guys think about everything which I've discussed in today's video, both official, non-official, and unconfirmed? Let me know what you guys are most excited for. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and until my next video, transform and roll out!